Hello, friends. Welcome to another live stream of the weekly free instant tournament. And everything is going fine on the streaming end. Let me share the screen. And as usual, you go to BBO and find the Solitaire tab. Weekly free instant tournament. 8 deals with match point scoring. And we are facing an interesting decision to begin with, because this is, of course, playing 15-17 no trumps. This does not qualify by no stretch of the imagination. We should be clear, distinguish between evaluation and tactics. So this hand is too weak for a 15-17 no trumps. And it's at the maximum, at the top of the range for the alternative route, which would be one minor, let's say one spade from partner, one no trumps. We have something like a king over what we might have had, especially in this third hand seat. It's important to realize that when we are the third to speak, we can shade the strength of our bids by a little bit, or by a lot if we're showing a good lead or a nice suit, which is not the case here. And so the question therefore becomes, should we overstate the strength of this hand by a little bit? It's not a lot, and bid one no trump regardless. One reason to make this an interesting strategy is that West is still an unknown quantity here, and we are weak in spades. So we want to block a spade over call if we can. And the tens, the 10 of diamonds and the 10 of clubs are worth something. So even if we say that this is not worth 15, it's pretty close. It's important to not get in love with this numeric evaluation trick that we all learned at the cradle of our bridge lives. So 15, 14, these numbers are just rough guides. And clearly this hand, what we are interested in is trick-taking potential. This hand has more trick-taking potential, obviously, than if those tens were deuces, especially the 10 of clubs. The 10 of clubs offers a lot of potential, combining potential if partner has something like queen 9, jack 9. 10 of clubs will become a very important card in those situations. I think I'm talking myself into it. And one aspect that shouldn't be forgotten, but it's not relevant for most cases, of course, is that this will make life for my robot partner, which is not very good, easier. But let's go with one no trump. Of course, here we respond, and we are going to play 4 hearts. And it looks like exactly what we were foreseeing happened. We blocked some spade interference here. Clearly, some of them have, probably both of them, have a spade interference. And it's interesting that they didn't lead a spade, which is their best and longest suit. The diamond lead appears to be from singleton. But their passivity is not an indication of lopsided suits. With such strong spades, the opponents, if they had, as well as a singleton diamond, a singleton heart, somebody would have bid something, I think. Remember the bidding. They both had more than one cheap opportunity to get in, right? Not that cheap, because we blocked them from from the one spade overcall, but East didn't open to spades or one spade. He didn't overcall spades. West didn't overcall spades either over 1-0 trump. And so I don't believe that hearts are for one. That's the gist of what I'm thinking about is this. And so if hearts are not for one, and we don't get a ruff, maybe we will regardless, who knows. We are hoping that if we get a ruff, it's from a trick. So if this is from shortness, for them to get a ruff, if the lead of diamonds is from shortness, I will at some point lead a heart from dummy. East has to hop with the ace to give his partner a diamond ruff. And so if that is the case, I'll have to hope that his partner ruff from 3 hearts. And so the king of hearts will draw all the trumps. The main thing here, main question now should be is, should we win this diamond in dummy? Kind of blocking our diamonds to lead hearts immediately? Or should we keep the diamond position more fluid and get to them in spades? Weakening our spade stoppers, so to speak, would be worrisome if trumps were for one, but I don't think they are for reasons already explained. And so I'll just win my hand and go to dummy with spades. And now, if we think that this guy is short in hearts, in diamonds, he's relatively longer in hearts. And so we have to choose between play the 10 of hearts, let it run, leading a heart to the jack, or maybe even a heart to the king. A heart to the king is also a viable position here because of the loom of the heart ruff looming. If we want to draw as many trumps as possible, and the ace is on side and the queen is offside, we would like to play a heart to the king. Heart to the king, winning the trick, hopefully, and then another heart. Then they can't score more than 2 hearts, which is fine for us, right? If they score 2 hearts in a club, we will discard 2 clubs from our hand in the diamonds. We make the hand. And the assumption is that this guy is relatively longer in hearts because he's relatively shorter in diamonds if he led from a singles. So let's lead low, see what he plays. I think play the king here is a big position. Let me stop and think. I think it's a big position. Okay, one hurdle. Can it be that he led from 4 diamonds? If it's just a mirrored situation, if that is the case. Yeah, we'll have to hope that this is queen 9/3, which looks like it is, by the way. Yeah. And so we can now lose a club. If they are asleep, they may be. I play a low club now. We have 2 discards in the diamonds, but we play a low club now. If they are asleep, we make another trick. Oh, nobody's asleep, so let's just cash all of our tricks then. Discarding a club from our hand, making 10 tricks. So when we look at East's hand, that's a very clear 2-spade opening bid for me. For my lights, I don't understand why anybody would not bid to. Wow, that was 100%. I don't understand why East didn't bid open 2 spades or bid 2 spades over 2 clubs. But how did they get there? Yeah, people who are, when they don't open 1-0 trump, the spades come into play after 1 club, 1 heart. And now that long digression over the decision to bid 1-0 trump or 1 club was worth it. Okay, this is a 14 high card point hand again, but this is so much worse than the other one. It's interesting to showcase both at the side of each other. Let's count the ways in which this hand is worse. First, the bad intermediate cards. We don't have any redeeming 10s here, such as we had there. Honors in the short suits. This jack of clubs would be much better in diamonds or in hearts than it is in clubs. An unsupported queen. Again, this queen may be worth something and may be worth nothing. If partner has 2 or 3 little spades, our queen will at best be a hindrance and probably not a trick on our own. We didn't have any unsupported honors here. The jacks were always bolstered. The jack and the queen were bolstered by supporting honors, both above and beyond the 10 as well. So this here is a very clear one diamond. Another aspect is a vulnerability, which is not as you shouldn't be conservative when you're vulnerable, especially not in imps. And in match points, it's not such a big consideration, but it is still there. And the position being second to bid is also a good reason not to overbid, because partner may be very strong. The chances that partner is very strong or West are very strong are equal, right? When East is passed. And if partner is very strong, we don't want to over encourage him. Maybe he has like 16 or 17 high card points. And this, if he has that kind of strength, we don't want to look for a slam with that bad, those bad 14 points. So let's just open one diamond and subside. Weak balanced hands should get out of the bidding as soon as possible when partner's not bidding. Okay, so now we have to lead. Dummy has probably its spade shortness, probably. And we don't want to lead from under lead aces. Always bad juju. A low diamond might hit the jackpot, of course, but I think it's too dramatic to do that. I much prefer to lead a hard dummy suit and force the declarer to decide whether he will finesse or not. Unless, of course, he has a void. Then if he has ace queen of opposite of void, it just gave him a free finesse. But I think that's unlikely. Voids are inherently unlikely. What's going on here? Can the declarer have ace 10? Yes, he can. I just gave him a trick. The ace is not where I expected it to be. Now he's disposing of club cards. Maybe we should cash that ace of diamonds. No, let's cash our clubs if we have any. Okay, so the declarer has 2 hearts and 2 clubs. Apparently 6 spades and 3 diamonds. And so he has lots of, we have to cash our diamond right straight away. Otherwise we'll lose it. And unless partner has, you see, that was the kind of hand that a low diamond would hit the jackpot. Not only by, maybe the declarer would duck, but also because it would establish our second diamond trick. That was a bad lead. But leading is always has an element of randomness. Hearts was the worst lead. And so we got down to 52%. So that's a 3% deal. Let's see what people led at the other tables. What's going on at the other tables. System's a little bit slow. Come on, my friend. Let's see what happened at the other tables. Show it to us. Some people. Nobody led a heart, I'm sure. Same bidding. Ace of clubs. Yeah, the worst possible lead. It happens. Okay, 17 high card points. A hand too strong for it. If you are one of those who love to open off shape no trumps, don't do it with this hand. This is far too strong. Look at those 10s. This is a 1 club opening bid and a reverse, or maybe if you're thinking of a jump to 2 no trump here, that's possible. Probably even best right now because partner is denying hearts in most cases, not all. In most cases, and we don't want to showcase our hearts. So let's go to the through no trump and conceal our hand. This is forcing, I suppose. Yes, 7 plus should be forcing in sensible systems. Okay, partner is asking for aces in diamonds. We have only one. So I hope he's not about to leave us in 5 diamonds, because that would be a shame to be in 5 diamonds rather than no trumps. Maybe we should pass for no trump, but that would be a tremendous breach of confidence. Yeah, 5 diamonds. Horrible bidding by our partner in match points. 2 aces off, but we have so many top tricks that 3 no trumps would be clearly best. Unless, of course, there's ace queen of spades behind our king, and there is a heart lead. So this is a nightmare position, which is exactly the case, apparently. But even so, I would much prefer to be no trumps. We can draw trumps now than in 5 diamonds. 5 diamonds is quite horrible. No trumps with a natural spade lead would be. The robot is so passive with his spade hands. Look at how he passes over 1 club with his hand. How did those guys manage to stop? By bidding 1 heart and getting a spade lead even after that. Okay, that element of randomness playing with robots. I much prefer to think that I might have passed in 4 no trumps. I kind of knew that this was about to happen. It's always easier to second guess yourself. Okay, 17. I'm not a big fan of 1 no trump here, but we have to do something. Clearly, 1 no trump is the right bid. And upon listening to statement, we don't deny majors, and now we have a max. Nice lead. Spades apparently 6-2. So we are going to lose ace king of hearts only, right? And the ace of clubs, of course. We're going to make 4 clubs, 4 diamonds, and 2 spades. That's 10. Nice lead for us. No ducking involved here, clearly. And that's no ducking again. And let's run. Let's not claim. Sometimes this guy here has ace king of hearts and does something stupid, but no, he has nothing to guard. Let's just claim 8 more tricks. There's nothing that can happen here. 8 more tricks for us, and a good score, 85%. We did nothing, right? I don't know. Our people, they are ducking. Oh no, they're beating 2 clubs. You're probably getting a different lead. Yeah, different lead. Beating 2 clubs. This guy jumped to 3 no trumps over 2 clubs. Got a different lead. Quite random, if you ask me. Okay, 14 high card points. Very bad again. Not enough. Compare this with deal 1. We have no urge to preempt spades because we have an average holding in spades. Our long suit is bereft of any high cards. No 10s, so no reason to even push. So this is a 1 club opening bid. This should be a Fitch showing club raise and rebiddable hearts. I'll raise him. I'll raise him. I don't know what he wants to do. I'm not enthused by going to game with this hand, by the way. And in effect, we are losing. We might be losing. We should be in game, clearly, with a 6-4, but he might have had only 5-4, I think. So now we have to decide. Whether to risk the heart finesse immediately or not. We don't have a lot of it. We might play diamond to the ace, king of spades to pitch a diamond, and a club. We might do that. They know we have clubs. They will get a club rough if we do that. So let's try the heart finesse. and the queen makes it easier for them to let's take our discard. To cover up, although he had a singleton. And now we have to decide whether we need to lead clubs many times from dummy. But this shortness in hearts here indicates that he should be long in clubs. And so if this guy is short in clubs, maybe we only need to lead once. And if we lead a club now, we'll get a club rough. We'll lose a club rough if he has a double ton arm. So I'll take away his last trump and lead only once from dummy. Anyway. Okay. Can it be ace king 10? This guy has two singletons. Can it be? No, it's not. That's the holding I was guarding against. Doubleton king in West. Oh no, ace king third. So there was no rough. And we missed the game. We missed the game. Got an over trick. How many did bid it? Maybe playing with the robot, I should just shoot it. But I think it's bad bridge. I think partner had enough to bid it. Okay. 13 high card points. This is the kind of hand that I see many people opening one diamond with. And I have some loathing for this tactic. I like to bid my long suits first. And sometimes you get this kind of problem, of course, and you have to decide your bid. And you don't have enough for a reverse. But one diamond, one heart, two clubs doesn't begin to solve the problem, right? Partner will take a preference with equal diamonds, and that may be disastrous. So I much prefer to have, here we have one, let's say, pretty standard. Rebidding clubs with such a mangy suit is not good. We have one standard response here, which is one of trumps, and a non-standard response, which is one spade. I don't like that either, but I've seen people do it. I'll go with mono trump, knowing the risks. The main risk is that partner with 5 hearts will insist on hearts, expecting a balanced hand opposite. Okay, 2 diamonds is forcing, and I don't know, 2 spades should show something like this, because we denied spades when we didn't bid 1 spade, right? Unless your partnership accepts. It's not the case with the robot. As you can see, that he shows 3 spades only. But your partnership can decide that Donald Trump may have 4 spades in some cases. I like to play that Donald Trump may have 4 spades, 3-3-3. I don't want to rebid 1 spade with this one. Specifically 4 spades, 3-3-3. And so my 2 spades, be it here, would show 4 spades, 3-3-3 in this situation. But the robot bids 1 spade always with any 4 cards in spades. And so 2 spades here should show something like this. Although the 2 to 3 hearts is a bit worrisome. The alternative is 2 no trumps. Of course, showing the stoppers everywhere. I think I'll do this. I think it's simpler. They'll attack spades probably. Yeah. Okay, so 5 of spades. We have to attack clubs, clearly. They don't know that I have a singleton heart. Their best suit, the best suit for the defense is hearts, but they don't know that. And we have to decide how to deal with clubs. The best play is clearly a club to the king, because we get the doubleton aces and the singleton queen of clubs too. Leading the jack of clubs would maybe be fine if we were quite sure that West was short in clubs. But we have no evidence for that. Spades appear to be breaking roughly 4-4 or 5-3 after this lead. So let's just play naturally. Here it comes, the singleton queen, apparently. Maybe he has queen 10 and he's being tricky. Maybe. But I don't think it is the case. So now is the time to try a diamond finesse. This being match points. And another diamond finesse. And now, if Mr. East assumes that I have two hearts, he may unguard diamonds. So we have to run all our clubs. If they see 5 clubs in our hand, which they just saw, they may assume that we don't have 4 diamonds. Here it comes. We can claim our diamonds are all high. 96% because of our non-revealing bidding. Okay, 18 high card points. 1 hard opening bid. Some people count losers and say, okay, let's open two clubs here. The honors in the short suits are not a big deal. And now partner is showing length in the minors and strength to compete. He may have a game forcing hand, but he also may have something like 9 or 10, in which case we are not looking for a slam, especially because it doesn't have a heart fit. He may have 2, but almost never 3. So 4 hearts, I think it's the simplifying auction. And as you can see, we have some work to do. Would 5 clubs be better? Perhaps. I don't know. If we get a rough here, we are probably in bad shape, but no. Well, let's just draw trumps. As many as possible, as quickly as possible, and hope for the best. And here is the best. He doubles on Queen of Hearts. Now we can just claim losing the 10 of Hearts. Clearly beating any 5 clubbers, because they will lose 2 aces. And 64%. Let's see what the other tables had. One guy managed to get to 3 no trumps. I'm curious. Nice bidding with a singleton king. Not ridiculous. I'm not being ironic. I think it's a reasonable bid, but I think it's kind of risky. Maybe he was looking for points at the end of the tournament. Okay, now we have 14 high card points, but horrible 14. A very bad 5 card suit. The king of jack of spades, a very dubious value after the 1 spade opening bid. Even so, I think passing with this kind of hand is bad bridge. It's amazing. Huh? I know that I will get some stones thrown at me by some people who will consider bidding here double, by the way, at 2 hearts. Although it's our best chance, it's 2 hearts, our best chance to score anything worthwhile. It's way too risky. Even if the opponent do nothing smart, just pass me out. I may be playing on a 5-1 or a 5-2. But if partner has 5 cards in a minor, I want him to bid it. And so let's double. And subside. We have done enough. If he has 5 diamonds, he can move on. Okay, then he has strong hand, 11 high card points. With our 14, that's 25, leaving only 3 for partner at best. So in a sense, East was about to invite and didn't by my lights, perhaps by the robot's lights, did. Yeah, 10 to 12. So my double helped them. Now, why is this Queen of Diamonds? What's going on? I'll lead another heart. I don't think Porter has a King of Diamonds. Yes, he doesn't. And maybe you get a promotion with a last card coming up. Here we go. Nope. Not even a 10 for partner, an 8. I'll try again. Okay. He had an unpromotable trump, the queen. But if he had a 10, a defense would have been best. And he made 9 tricks anyway. So nothing we could have done differently here. And we scraped to the first spot with a good finish, but a very terrible lead holding us back. I hope you enjoyed this. I forgot, I get so engrossed with the bridge that I forget the word from our sponsors, but it's, let me remind you that there is this Facebook group. Develop your bridge skills, look for it, join us, get into the conversation. And there is also the Bridge Academy, in which there are over 200 videos looking at defense, bidding, and fair play. And you're all welcome there as well. Many videos here are completely free, and the ones that are not, such as this one, this is a premium post for you to support the Bridge Academy. All support is incredibly welcome, but it's very affordable. It costs only $15 per month, roughly 50 cents per day. So thanks for watching, and until next week's broadcast. Bye-bye.